Okay, another video. Even though the Lord is sustaining my headache, it's not as bad as it was in the first video. But yeah. The point the matter is, this is also different from the usual content I post. I usually post like, if you're looking for this, then you find the right page and yada yada yada. But um the reality of being an author that nobody told me about, because one, I did not even have literary background, and two, I don't have any authors in my family. So nor in my distant family. Closely distant family, if that makes sense. But one thing was for certain, imposter syndrome was real. I read my book draft after draft after draft, annoyingly, because I hate reading or watching the same thing over again from the start, especially if I already know what's going to happen. I don't like it. So imagine rereading a book multiple times to edit it. I always find something wrong with it. I always, oh, this part can be tweaked. But if I tweak this part, then that part needs to be tweaked. And it's like, I'm over it. But as I said, for those who don't know, I started this journey because the Lord called me out of being a nurse. I was in my third year. I had basically one more year to finish school, but the Lord called me out of it and said, yeah, that's not what I have for you. And in the midst of that, learning how to write a book, because I've written books before when I was a book when I was younger, and I was on Wattpad, and I don't even know that count. I think it does, because it's a book nonetheless. But when I finished writing that book and I got my proof copy, or first draft copy with the little no resale thing, I was visiting, um I was abroad and I was visiting my friend, and I went to her church and I gave it to some college kid. And I read it, and then after, the amount of mistakes I found in it, inconsistencies that I found in it, like, oh my goodness, what the heck did I just do? And I'm just thinking about how that book is probably, because she said, I'm going to give it to him and then he's going to give it to me when he's finished, and then we're all going to read it. I'm like, because when I gave this, like, you wrote this book? That's so cool. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I wrote this book. But when I sit down and think of it, and when I get in my head too much, I sit about, and I thought it was finished, guys. It's like each time I read, it's like my writing skills become better, and the negative aspect of that is that I see all the mistakes and it feels like child's play, and the story feels like a child wrote it. I might be a child of God, but my goodness, I cannot look like a kindergarten trying to write a book. But the imposter syndrome was real. It gnawed at my thoughts every single day. And then I realized that especially when I went on to Bookstagram, imposter syndrome wasn't a me thing. It was like a every author thing. But what I want to tell myself and what I want to tell all authors is that if you keep rereading your book, you're always going to find faults. And each time you read your book, you always see it with a more critical eye than before. And your book does not suck. You're in your head too much. And I don't really have much of an author community, which I would like that to change, guys. But it's all in your head. And trust me, people are going to love your books. People are going to be touched by your books. People are going to be encouraged by your books, be it what it may, based on the theme or the title. No matter your genre. I might be a Christian fiction author, but this goes to thrillers. This goes to mystery. This goes to what's it? Fantasy. This goes to any genre. Your book is amazing, and you'll always find issues with it. There's this saying that says, it's not that we are inadequate, it's that we are powerful beyond our understanding, something along that line. We will always see the better that we can always do in what we ourselves did. But trust and believe, as authors, our books are beautiful, our books are great, they're perfect. And I would say just leave some imperfections there. Leave some imperfections there, especially with this AI throwing around with people like if you use an M dash, it's AI, blah blah blah, da da da. Leave imperfections there. I mean, if you feel comfortable leaving a typo, go ahead. People like it. People says it gives the book character. I don't genuinely. I just like the plot. If the plot is good, I don't care if you repeat a word twice in the same line. I don't care if you repeat the word or the entire line in another line right beneath it or later on in the book. I just care about the plot. I just care about the plot, and if the plot is good, I'm good. So every reader may not be like that, but as an author, I would say don't perfectize everything because that's when accusations will come in. But also for your mental health, don't try to make every single thing perfect. Yes, you have your editors. Yes, you have this. Yes, you have that. And if you don't have it, be your own editor as you already are. And if there are certain things there, if you think it can give the book some character, some charm, some humanity, or proof of that a human wrote it, leave it. Go ahead. Because sometimes those are the books that literally mean more. But yeah, um, that's me being, what's the word again? Vulnerable. It's me being vulnerable. Imposter syndrome is a thing, and I care and fret a lot about what people think of my book and if they think it's trash. I genuinely do. But at the end of the day, I did my best. I set out on this course and I know I'll see to the end. There'll be people who like my book. There'll be people who probably don't like my book for valid reasons for their own opinions or petty reasons that makes no sense. I don't know. And I don't want to speak that over my book. I repeat it in the name of Jesus. But people always have something to say, negative and positive. But make sure that what you are saying about your book is positive because if you don't, you're poisoning your own self and that poison might leak into the words on your book and it will not be pretty. So, yeah. I'm going to try to let imposter syndrome leave the room of my life or go through the door and never to return in the name of Jesus. And I hope you guys do the same. So, yeah. Bye, guys.